Welcome back to sports. We are here in Sulphur, not Hammond, at the girls softball state championships. It was semifinal Friday for some teams before inclement weather had an impact. That's why there's no games being played right now. But we did get in 4 of the earlier games in the noon slate before delays that involved 4 Cenla teams, including the Gina Giants, seeking a first state championship since 2021, taking on a very good 2-seed Lady Giants facing Pine Prairie with a trip to the championship game on the line. Second batter of the game for Gina, Callie Decker, comes to the plate. She delivers for the Lady Giants. A line drive to center field. Haley Dangerfield able to score all the way from first base, and Gina goes up 1-0. Kiet Cooper got the start for Gina. She picks up the strikeout to close the second inning, but the Lady Panthers came back in the third, one apiece, when Cameron LaFleur drives in a run to give Pine Prairie the lead at 2-1. Gina bats able to answer in the fourth. Already one runner on when Kaylee Hardy gets the bloop single to fall. Now 2 runners on. Next batter, Mary Wood, flies out to deep right field, but an error on the throw scores Madeline Bean, and Gina tied it at 2. Later in the inning, Autumn Sharp gets the clutch base hit. Hardy scores, and Gina takes the lead 3-2, and Cooper didn't let up from there in the circle. 2 outs in the 7th inning, a fly ball to left field, and that's the ball game. Gina comes back to win 3-2 in the semifinals, and they'll play for another state title on Sunday. In Class C semifinals, Calvin looking for an upset against 4th-seeded Summerfield. Lady Cougars up 1-0 in the 3rd inning when Gabby Edwards crushes a home run over the center field wall, and Calvin extends their lead to 2. Staying in the 3rd inning, more offense from the Lady Cougars. Gianna Conzeri singles to right field. Maddie Barnes scores from second base, and the lead jumps to 3 for Calvin. Haley Martin got the start for Calvin. She delivered with the strikeout here. Jump to the 7th inning. Martin and Calvin up 2 and 1 out away from the win. When Summerfield swings the game, Arkia Jones hits a homer to center field, and the lead is down to 1. But Calvin not phased. They retire the next batter immediately on a ground out, and the Cinderella run in Class C for the Cougars lives on. They win 6-5 over Summerfield. And now coming back here, we had 2 games in Class B where 2 Cenla teams hoping for to make a trip to the state championship game. That includes Walleye, who pulled off a very impressive upset on the road against 3rd-seeded Anacoco as they hope to build that momentum coming up in a district battle in the Class B semifinals. In Class B, the district rivals fighting it out for a spot in the finals. This would be a pitching duel up until the 4th inning when Zwale's Natalie Michelle with a big hit to left brings in the first run of the game, and the Hawks and Addison Burr come to the dugout hyped up. Paige Campbell later with the hit to left field for the Panthers drives in 2 runs for Stanley, taking the lead in the bottom half of the inning. Zwale down to its final strike and out for the fans, not giving up hope. Burr with the hit down the 3rd base line. It gets to the wall, and the Hawks tie it up in the top of the 7th. Bottom 7th, Stanley with a runner on 3rd. Cragen Jordan gets the hit to the left center gap to walk it off for the Panthers. Zwale wins it. Falls. Zwale loses to Stanley 3-2. In the other Class B semifinal game, Quitman and Grace Christian battling it out. Wolverines would jump out to an early lead in the bottom of the 1st. Blooper by Haley pulling it to the left side. Quitman would be unstoppable at the plate and in the field, stringing together timely hits for the Wolverines, scoring 3 more runs to hold off Grace Christian. As Grace Christian's season comes to an end in the semifinals, they fall 4-0 to Quitman. Games that were supposed to be Friday evening are now happening on Saturday afternoon. The championships, not Saturday, Sunday. Make sure to stay tuned on KLB for all those highlights and updates. But for now, reporting in Sulphur, Harrison Vapnik, 5 Sports.